Hey everyone, this is Benjamin here from the African Geek, and you are welcome to this fantastic tutorial on Adobe After Effects. Before we get started, make sure to smash the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to get notified anytime I upload new videos. So let's jump straight into After Effects. Okay, so here we are in After Effects, and like we saw in the preview, something very easy and simple. First thing, create a new composition, and I'll name mine as main comp. Okay, and I'll just keep it 1920 1080 29. Okay, this is fine, so I'll just keep this to something like 10 seconds. Okay, so easy, simple, clean, and all of that. So because we'll be working with photos, I have a folder of stock photos, and I'll just select some cute stock photos. So I'll just go with this and this and this cool one, and let's say this photo. So okay, I'll just drag it into my composition. Okay, and what I'll do is, because I want to keep everything clean, I'll get a new folder and name it photos. And what I'll do here is I'll drag all of this into the photos, drop down, and I would put one of the photos in. No, not this one. Okay, so I want to use one photo as should I say a guide, sort of. Okay, so I'll put this one in the composition. Okay, and click on the type to sort it out. Okay, good. So what I'll do is I'll name this as photo placeholder, and I think let me just add 01. Okay, good. So then I'll duplicate it 5 times because I have 5 photos here. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'll double click. Okay, so I'll just, so this is the first image. So the second one, I'll just drag and drop and delete. Okay, this I can just scale it up a little bit. I can just scale it up, something like this is fine. Okay, and I'm looking for this into 3. Okay, then I think the first image is a bigger image, that's why the remaining images are looking small. But it's just up to you to go with images you can work with. Okay, good. Now I'll drag this one also here, and I'll delete the top one, and I'll just scale this one up. Okay, so this is clean, and I would want to create a frame. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll come to the shape. Okay, and I'll turn off the fill. Okay, and I'll just increase the stroke to maybe something like 30, and I'll come here to draw a frame. Okay, so something like here, and I'll just increase it more. Nice, something like this is cool. And since all my photos have the same dimensions, I'll just copy. Okay, what's my mouse doing? And I'll come here, paste, come to 3, paste. Oh, the 4th one, so there should be a photo. Okay, so I'll just move this here, and I'll delete the top one, and I'll scale this one up. Okay, something like this, and I'll just paste on top. 3 has it. Okay, this one also doesn't have, then I'll just add. Nice one. Okay, so this is looking cool, easy and simple. Okay, so I'll just close this one up, and I'll also close this one up, and I'll come into the main composition, and I'll just first of all, let's create a background. Okay, so right click, new, solid, and I'll name this as BG. Okay, and I'll keep it actually you can choose any color for now. And okay, then we'll add an effect, and like I always say, if you don't have the FX console from Video Copilot, we have the effect and presets. Okay, then it just loads up, and you can just search for the effect from there, then you just drag it onto your BG or your background or anything you're working on. Okay, but because I have the FX console, I'm just using that, and it's way easier. So if you want the FX console, you can just check on videocopilot.net and you'd find the FX console. Okay, it's free, you don't have to pay for it. So because I enabled the effect and preset, it takes a while to load up all the effects. That's why it's saying not responding, and I'm using this opportunity to talk. Okay, so like I said, so I would search for the gradient ramp. Okay, awesome. And what I'll do is I'll drag the black point to the middle. Okay, and I'll come to the ramp shape. Would make it the radial ramp. Okay, then we'll drag this point, okay, somewhere far. Then we'll come to swap colors so that we can have something like this. Okay, so fit, and yeah, this is looking very sweet and very nice. So let me just fix my mouse back because it was messing up. Okay, so we'll go back to the project and I'll select all my photos, and drag it here. Okay, then I'll put this behind it. So our photos are just looking too big, so just select all, scale, and I'll just reduce mine. So it depends on what you're working on. Okay, so I'll just scale mine to something like this is fine. And to also make it look a bit real, what I like to do is I like to change the rotations of my photo. So select all and press R on your keyboard, and I'll keep this one to maybe like 12. Okay, so make sure you unselect all before you start changing. So maybe this one this is too much, so something like 5. Now come to the second one, I'll make it like negative 9. Okay, now come in, make it like 7. And this is something you can just play around with, choose your own. I'll just make this negative maybe 6. Okay, and I'll come here and I'll make this one 8. Okay, so this is cool. To select or press U on your keyboard to close all the effects. And one interesting thing we are going to do is uncheck all of this. Okay, we are going to do something, and you definitely understand why I'm doing this. So press make a new solid. So right click, new, then you come to solid. Okay, they will name this as photo. I'll name mine as photo back. Okay, good. You'd understand why. Photo back. And I think this color is okay, so I'll just bring it to the bottom and hide it. Okay, so let's just review everything back. Then go to effect and preset and choose page. Is it CC page or something like that? Yes, CC page 10. Okay, this is cool. So you realize, let me just hide this again so that we can see what we are doing. You realize all of a sudden it just turns our it causes this kind of turn. Okay, so we'll just come to back page and we'll select the photo back. Okay, so that it changes the color. Then with the opacity, I can just push it all the way up to 100, which is very easy and very simple. So depending on what you want, you can play with the opacity to see what you like. Okay, and you can also play with the radius of the the radius of the photo, so that it gets to look realistic. So you just have to play around with all of these things. Okay, so and the forward position, which is this, exactly. So you realize depending on where we're moving it to, it just moves that way. Okay, so my run, let me just reduce this to like 10 so that it gets to load quickly. Awesome. So let's copy this effect, Control C, and I'll just select all of this, Control V. Okay, so they would have the same thing, and I'll just let me just I don't know. Okay, just hide them so that we can work on them one after the other. I think that's the best thing we can do. Okay, so the main thing will be animating is the fold position. So we are on photo 1, then we come to the page 10, then we create a keyframe on the 0th position, move to like 1 second. Okay, and where you want to turn this to, you can just turn it there. Okay, then it just goes away. Then I'll just show the photo 2. Okay, so click on the photo 2 and the CC page. Then you can also change where you want the position to be. So right now it's on the bottom right corner. Okay, so I can move it to the top left corner. Exactly. Okay, so I'll just keep it here, and I'd also want to see the keyframe from there. First photo placeholder, okay, or from the first animation on the first photo. Oh my goodness. I sound serious anyway. So I'll keep my to click here to see the, okay, so fold position. Okay, now move to 2 seconds, and I'll just flip this one to somewhere here. Okay, so then you press U to reveal it, scroll up, then move to the 3rd one. Okay, then I'll just show. Awesome. And I'll just change this to the bottom left. Okay, then I'll just bring this back. Awesome. So what I'll do is fold position, and yeah, we've created a keyframe. Then I'll move 1 second forward, and you just do the same thing. Okay, so basically that's all we are doing. Okay, so I'll just speed up with this, and I'll catch you back. I'll catch you later. So yeah. Okay, so here we are. Okay, and I'll just pull this one up a little bit so that we can see all the things we have. So this is what I did. Awesome. And at the last part, I would want, you can fix a logo here. Okay, so but we are not done yet, so I wouldn't fix the logo now. I would want us to add one more effect, which is the drop shadow. Okay, so that we can have some sort of depth. So I would say drop shadow. Okay, and maybe with the distance I'll just increase it just a little bit, like 12, and the softness increase it so much. Okay, so that's all we are going to do, and I'll just copy this effect, select all, and paste, which is easy. So you realize it's looking clean right now, it's looking interesting. You realize there's some sort of like, it looks interesting to me, that's what I would say. Okay, so then the next thing I'll do is select all, press U, and we are going to select all the keyframes. So select all the keyframes. Then what you do is you can press F9 on your keyboard, and just in case your F9 maybe is on a vacation, you can right click, keyframe assistant, and easy ease. Okay, so that will smoothen the speed of your animation. Easy, simple, sweet. Okay, so we'll come into the graph editor, and depending on how you want it, maybe I'll just tweak this a little bit. Okay, yeah, which is cool. Okay, so then the next thing I'll do is select all again, and you add your motion blur so that there is some sort of blurriness when it's moving, to add some realism. You get it? Yeah. So let me just I didn't add my, if you realize I didn't add my logo, I haven't imported my logo, so just give me some few seconds to search for my logo. Okay, so thank you. Okay, thank you very much. I'm back. So the next thing we're going to do is you just import your logo, and my logo is way too big, so I'll just reduce it to something like 14. Okay, nice. So all these things flip. Okay, then it just reveals the logo. So there's one more thing I want us to do, which is right click, come to new, and null object, and we'll name this null object as scale. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll parent each and every single thing to the scale. Do you get it? So now press S on your keyboard, keyframe the scale, and move it somewhere like maybe to the end of your composition, and you can just increase it just a touch. Okay, nice. So that there's some sort of like a zoom in thing, or if you want, you can add a camera on your animation. Okay, and what I did was I just selected everything and I made it 3D. Okay, and I came to new camera, and I just added a new camera just on top. Okay, then C, then you just animate the camera too, but it takes a while. That's why I don't want to involve it. Okay, so something like this. So maybe the rotation, no, I think the position, camera position. Okay, so because I just make sure that I just want to make sure I'm not teaching you the wrong thing. Okay, the wrong thing actually. So okay, so right click, undo. I'll come to the beginning of this. Okay, set the position, move forward. Okay, to somewhere like here. Then we'll just something subtle, something minimal. So that makes your animation so sweet. Okay, so that's just interesting. And we added the motion blur, but we haven't activated it. So to activate it, we'll just click on this thing over here. Enables motion blur for all layers with the motion blur switch set. Okay, and the main reason why you have to activate it at the end of your of your work is when you're working with the motion blur, it slows down the whole thing. So it's advisable to use it after you're done, like to activate it after you're done. So this is what we have, which is easy, simple, sweet, lovely. Anything you can say about it. The name is Benitesh, and before I go, please smash the subscribe button in the 2020 style, and hit the bell icon to get notified anytime I upload new videos. I also have some sweet and lovely content on Instagram you would love to check out. So yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Peace.